As you know by now, spring has sprung, and it's definitely the season where a lot of things are in bloom, especially for one local farm right here in the heart of Chattanooga that is a sustainable urban farm. So cool to learn about Crabtree Farms this morning with Cherita Rice. Thanks for making the time to be here, Cherita.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So tell me, for people who aren't familiar with Crabtree Farms, you guys are right around the corner here in Chattanooga. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about your mission and what it means to be an urban farm per se?
Exactly. So we're located right off Rossville Boulevard at 30th. So literally 2 minutes from the office here. So we started in 1998 as a sustainable farm as a combination effort between the city of Chattanooga and some local visionaries, but we really wanted to focus on the education piece. So over the years, the vision has kind of morphed a little bit, where now we focus on providing farm-based educational opportunities and providing access to local food, as well as cultivating community.
That's amazing. And so for some of those of us who maybe grew up in the valley or in some of these rural areas, I think we really take advantage of the farm life, some of those things that I forget that kids who might live right downtown in Chattanooga or some of the city kids are having to learn. They don't even know what some of these plants are. So that's so cool that you guys are really able to highlight that. And I had the privilege of visiting the farm, I think a couple of years ago, where you're able to do some of those educational learning opportunities. Can you tell me kind of what sort of plants, things that you would show these kids when they come and visit the farm?
Yeah, so we do a ton of field trips. We have 4 different stations that they work through, including like pollinators, compost, plant identification, and then a lot of times the older kids that come in will get to help with like harvesting carrots or planting seeds, that kind of thing.
That is so neat. So do you offer this to, I'm assuming, students of kind of all ages, all sorts of, and they just, schools say, hey, I want to book a field trip, and next thing you know, you're doing a tour. That is so, so neat, and I love that you guys have been continuing this since the 90s. This is incredible, just 2 years before we hit the 21st century, which is so, so neat. So you also brought, in addition to this, some of these plants here today. Can you kind of break down some of these different ones and also some characteristics about them as well?
For sure. So a lot of these plants are coming from our greenhouses right now. We're doing our 25th annual plant sale actually coming up April 25th to 27th. And we'll have tons of like native plants as well as all kinds of medicinal plants, vegetables, like fruits. So right here I've got a butterfly weed and a columbine. These are both native to the area. And then we've got some herbs, rosemary and sage, and this is a little strawberry plant.
How cute. I had no idea that this was going to be a little strawberry plant. You can see that little bud starting to come, but like little flower. That is absolutely adorable. I mean, you learn something new every day, but it truly is incredible that you guys are rooted in Rossville Boulevard, is that correct?
Exactly.
So I mean, as you just mentioned, I mean, heart of downtown Chattanooga, and you might think, okay, we are in a city, but right as you turn the corner down like the little back way, next thing you know, you're on a farm. And I think that is so cool for people who might not have grown up like some of us in the valley or in some of these really rural areas that we take it for granted of, and getting to learn about these incredible plants and just about the educational opportunities that come with that. Tell me, so any events, you mentioned that your one's coming up at the end of April that you guys are celebrating. Any other things you kind of want to preview, let people know about as they head out to the farm, and so they can take advantage of that?
So at the plant sale, we'll actually have a big festival as well. So we have 20,000 plants, but we also have 35 vendors. We'll have live music, food trucks, all that. So that's a really fun time to bring the whole family out. We do workshops continually, everything from soap making to kombucha and sourdough. And then we have our farm stand that is open May through November. So you can come out Fridays and Saturdays anytime. We welcome anyone to come to the farm and just experience it for themselves.
That is so fun. I mean, you guys have so much going on, and especially I keep stressing the emphasis on in the heart of Chattanooga, because I kind of can't believe that there's a farm right around the corner, and it really is incredible. It's so cool, and it's such a good central location for people who are wanting to get there. So any tips as people are going to be heading out, or anything that maybe you want people to know as they make a trip out, things to know ahead of time?
Yeah, so it's definitely hard to get to. The sign is so tiny. It says Crabtree Farms right at the corner, but you have to like look really hard. So just keep going through the neighborhood. You're not lost. The farm will be at the end, the dead end. That's where you know you're in the right place.
And I'm glad you said that, because I think the first time I did that, I was like, I have no idea where I'm at. But then next thing you know, I'm like, I'm at a farm, which is so cool. But it's such a great resource and educational opportunity right here in Chattanooga. Cherita, thank you again for making the time to be here. Telling us just a little bit about y'all's mission at Crabtree Farms. Do you guys have any social media platforms, anything for people to visit?
Yes, definitely. Please visit us on Facebook and Instagram at Crabtree Farms. Our website, crabtreefarms.org. You can find all the information, even like how to volunteer. We have amazing volunteer programs and work share programs where you can get produce in exchange for the work.
That is amazing. Well, for the latest information, crabtreefarms.org. crabtreefarms.org. You can also visit our website, WDEF.com, for some helpful links and information there as well. We're in for a short break here on News 12 this morning. We'll be right back after this.